All right, so check this out. I done came to work and fixed a dryer. See, you never know who you're gonna meet. That's crazy. I met a pastor, not just a pastor. First of all, it was a pastor, and I was like, oh man, I met a pastor. Like, this is a unique title. I've met helicopter pilots. This is unique. I met a pastor. This is a black woman pastor. So like, okay, that's even more unique. But I didn't know 75 years history of her church. They have never. Hold on, is it just your church or is it churches? Period. They never allowed women women.
Most churches did not. Years ago, they did not allow it for a woman to be a pastor.
She is a woman pastor over here in Seagoville, Texas. Mm-hmm. And I never knew who in the world I was talking to. I thought she was just a cool lady. I'm like, oh, she's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Turned out it's a whole pastor. And you know, we were talking about, you know, her and her husband and how they best friends and still best friends after what, 30 years? Mm-hmm. Being married 30 years.
22 years.
22 years, good enough. They've been married 22 years, and she said they still, you know, best friends, do everything together. So I'm asking her, you know, what's the secret to success? What do y'all, and, you know, the first thing she said was God, and I didn't know that was lining me up to
for the kids.
Whole pastor. Can I put you on here too?
Yeah. Hi.
What's your name?
Betty Sloan.
Now how did your title?
Pastor Betty Sloan.
Pastor
Seagoville, Texas.
That's crazy. I don't feel like I done met me a local celebrity. Well, I'm Master Technician Derek. I just fixed the dryer, man. Got the Samsung's right here up and working. That's crazy.
Yes.
I'm finna go home and tell my wife. I'm finna call on the way to the house.
Do y'all have anything to play a CD on?
Play a CD on? That's a good question. Nah, yeah. I got something I can play a CD on.
What the hell?
She giving me a CD? Mm-hmm. What is this?
That's me and Robert's first. He had never been in the studio, and I had, and so I took him in the studio, and that's 2 songs on there that him and I did in the studio.
And here's a quick little story about how they were set up. So y'all didn't grow up in the same area.
No.
Y'all grew up in 2 separate areas, but somehow, some way, they will always cross paths. Tell them.
That we didn't grow up in the same area, but my stepfather and the church I was going to, and the church that Robert was going to, these 2 churches fellowshipped with the church that I'm pastoring now. And back then, the pastor was Pastor Ship. Robert's church would go on a Friday, and my church would come on a Sunday, but we never had a chance to see each other. And so it's a lot of times that your life will cross paths, but until God says it's time, you won't meet each other. And so we didn't meet each other all that time that our churches were fellowshipping with the church that I'm pastoring now. So I was going in this church, had no idea that years later I was going to become the pastor of Sand Hill Baptist Church. And I'm excited about it.
I'm excited, and I don't even know.
Yes, and so I'm excited. And if Robert had not been over in South Dallas at a program, and I had to go and video it and take pictures, that's how we met each other. And this is how we are married and in love today. And it's all about God.
And she say, tell them about, you say you used to be at your mother's home, and you used to go to this corner store that he used to go to as well.
Yes, we used to go to this store over on St. Augustine, and we talked about it after we started dating and got married, how my mother stayed in that area, but he stayed in Seagoville, and he would come to that same store that I was going to, but it was not time. God is a timely God, and it's his time and his way when he has a blessing set up for you. So he may have a blessing set up for you, so just be patient and wait, because I wouldn't do anything different now than being married to Robert and pastoring Sand Hill Baptist Church in Seagoville, Texas.
Hello.
So just to let you know, 1002 Netherland Drive in Seagoville, Texas. 75159. We're on Facebook and we're on YouTube. So come join us. Come join us.
That's it. And then one last thing for all the young couples out here that say that they're in love but they having problems or troubles or whatever. Everybody go through problems.
Everybody.
It don't matter how perfect the relationship
It don't
is.
matter.
You're gonna go through snow, rain, hell, and everything else. But there's always gonna be sunlight at the end if you stick with it. Ain't that right?
You have to. You do. And the biggest thing him and I was talking about is loyalty, communication. Whether God is in your life or not, you still have to be loyal to your mate. You still have to communicate. And then it's not always about fussing, fighting, and arguing. Sit down and have a conversation.
Understand each other.
Don't let it just smolder and go up under the rug. Talk about it. Talk about it, because our reason for us is God. Your reason is just needing communication. You need God too, but communication. Because I told him, he won't believe it, but out of 22 years, my husband and I have not had an argument. No cursing, no fussing, no slamming doors, because we talk to each other and work it out, and we agree to disagree.
Exactly.
You have to have communication. The greatest thing is to have God first.
Respect, loyalty, and communication.
And God first.
God first is 3 and 4 key elements to
Yes.
a successful relationship. And if it ain't working, is it okay to just take a break for a little while and come back later?
Yeah, just I tell the men mostly, because I told Derek, men determine a relationship. God holds you responsible to determine the relationship. And if you see the word is not coming together without all the art, walk out on the porch. Walk outside and take a breath and, think about it and come back in with a clear head. Yes, because women are emotional. Men are the strength. But you don't take that strength and mistreat her.
Yeah.
Because I know everybody may not believe this, but the word says that a man should love his wife as Christ loves the church. And he has never mistreated the church. So don't mistreat her. Walk out on the front porch, take a breath, and come back. And let's talk about it.
That's the message. Peace.